Hey guys, Robbie. I got a special guest here to say something.
Greetings, this is Wonder Woman. You are watching Pros versus Noobs.
Actually, Wendy, that's supposed to be Pro teaches noobs. I know you like you like to do fighting and everything, but not everything's always.
And today, this is Azula from Avatar The Last Airbender. We're going to teach you how pros do things. They do it better than their brother. They're about to celebrate becoming an only child.
Yeah, I hear you say that a lot, Azula.
Yeah, noobs are just twerps and they all need to go to bed. They sure are. I can't stand a noob. You know who's a noob? Billy from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I can't stand that guy. But he is my best friend, so whatever.
Oh, way to go, Mandy. So, yeah. What they said. Welcome to Pro Teaches Noobs. Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teaches Noob. As this is it, the final installment, as we're going to get through both the end of the Dire Wraiths and when does Rom regain his humanity?
Please, he deserves it after everything he's been through together.
I know.
So today with me, Eric in his new home and with a haircut, no less.
Hello.
Yeah, looking good.
What do you guys
Alex.
think? Everybody, yeah, a lot of the people, my coworkers, are saying I look handsome now.
I would say, like, yeah, well, at least you still have a lot more hair.
Yeah, I know. At least I have a comb over. You're about to look like Gene Okerlund with grit, but greasier.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
yeah.
I'm just saying, Bret Hart had greasy hair.
So yeah, so
and me, Alex, still the same old place.
I was going to add Alex. Sorry, I got cut off. I completely forgot. Sorry.
And Zoidberg.
Yeah, if anybody
Zoidberg.
sees all these things
Come
behind me,
on.
if anybody sees
And
these things
Zoidberg.
behind me, these are all my nephew's stuff.
Yeah,
So.
but
nice.
if anyone's the Zoidberg about this, Eric.
Wait, what?
I said if any one of us is the Zoidberg among us, I'm joking.
Oh, so I'm Zoidberg.
Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, Brandy is back to being human again, thanks to Hybrid again.
Hybrid creeps me out, man. Every single time the X-Men.
Don't worry. That's the last we'll see of him in this. That's not the last the Marvel Universe will see of him, but the last we'll see of him.
Oh, of course.
Right.
But yeah, and as we know, things have been total war. But yeah, let's move in. But first, a moment of silence for Butch Geist as he did the inks on this issue. Yeah, granted, when this thing comes out, it's going to be well past it. But as of this recording, he had just passed away.
God rest his soul.
But yeah, look, the beach. But then, oh no,
It's the end of the world.
Oh,
yep,
God.
the beginning of the end of the world.
Oh, no.
But yeah, but look at this, a swarm of Deathwings.
Are those giant birds? Those giant birds? It's not Frankie Avalon and Netful Cello.
Yep. And oh boy, this is like something is they're spinning around. Something happened. We don't know
Even in the first few panels here, you're getting this feeling like, okay, this is it. We're in the end game of this whole story.
This is dread.
Things are going to shit.
Yeah, this is dread. Just full on dread.
Yeah.
Right.
Rom,
Yep. But
There's our
triumph
boy.
quickly turns to terror, for suddenly it is in the very midst of the shrieking saurian swords. Rom, the Silver Space Knight. Yep. As the frozen fire you spew forth is incapable of affecting my cyborg armor, space scum. And the crimson beam of my neutralizer burns brighter, and as it opens the dimensional doorway between reality and limbo. And Rom banishes our sisters by the score. They're trying to figure out what this is it's doing.
You sounded like the Wicked Witch of the West doing that. I'll get you now, Rom, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
They're like the flying monkeys.
Well, that's exactly what they are, but some ravens.
Yeah, but obviously they give a summary of what happened to Starfire, so that happened in the annual, and not everyone buys the annuals.
They should. take. Sometimes they really put out stuff.
Oh boy, Henry Gyrick, the Marvel Universe's resident scummy government agent. He's the guy who, when Forge tried to make his own neutralizer, used it on Storm and ended up losing her powers for a couple years.
That's right.
So yeah, it's thanks to Rom. So yeah, it's due to Rom.
Jeez.
Well, not directly, of course.
No. That part
Rob's
again.
innocent. He's an innocent soul. He must be protected at all costs.
Yep.
No, but yeah, the fact that all this stuff. I miss when Marvel would integrate stuff like that in its content.
Yeah.
Yep, and yeah, the Dire Wraiths have appeared in other books.
That's right. Yeah, they could use anything they want, including they just
can't say Galador,
including Rom in his human form. They just can't use the armor or the name Rom.
Yeah,
right.
But
yeah.
although they have snuck the armor in a little bit,
Okay.
in some appearances, but of course, Brandy's still in a coma. By the way, I know what you're up against, and you and your Rangers have been up against, General. I am well aware of the threat posed by the Wraith, but while I agree they are deadly, they're also beatable. That is undoubtedly true, Earthman, but it is clear also that the Wraiths have staked all their powers on this final gambit, and your planet may not have time to fight back unless the darkness devouring the sun is reversed. So yeah, basically, this is their final gambit. They're trying to consume the sun.
Oh, no.
It kind of reminds me of that old Chinese New Year's legend about the dragon that tried to eat the sun.
Yep, and then
So
we have...
if it consumes the sun, would it destroy it, or would it be in the Dire Wraith or the dimension?
There's more to it. There's more to it.
I think it would plunge the Earth into darkness or the new Ice Age. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But yeah, we have Rick here with Cindy. That was the name of the young girl. And boy, I feel bad for her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the girl that got traumatized, right? And she can see it. Oh, God. Oh, God, I forgot about her.
Child,
sick,
I come seeking answers. Answers owned only by the Dire Wraiths mind that coexist in yours. Can't you leave her alone, Rom? She's already seen more horror than anyone should ever have to see. Rick, I'm aware of the massacre aboard the train where... summarizing things.
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. We know.
Yep. Can't you leave her alone? Rick, for the Earth's sake, I cannot. Okay, I gotta say this. People, and Rom is one of the characters, Rick, it's been treated up, like right up there with Captain Marvel and all that. But if you're noticing here, he came along towards the end of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's trying to look into it all and what they're doing. It's called the World Merge. They're trying to merge Earth with Wraith Prime. And they're trying to... And they're trying to make the sun match the Dark Nebula and bring their world here.
That's not good.
Oh, okay. So that's
that's going to be impending doom. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Of course, they reference the cold spell that happened thanks to Thor 248 and 249.
Yeah.
This is where we get a big summary of what's going on, and which is similar to what the dream that Rick had.
Yeah.
River 16, spoiler. 40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes, the dead rising from the grave.
Oh, gee, Rick, you made this poor kid peer into the blackest pits of hell and tell you all about it. I hope you're happy now. Oh, I feel bad for her having to go through this. They had no choice.
I sure do.
Yeah, it was a necessity, unfortunately.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, this is where it's brought up about with Forge making it all.
All right.
Yep. Meanwhile, then
wait! I saw the title for that. Next time, truth or consequence. That's today on the game show.
Yeah.
Let me remind you again, folks. You're listening to Truth or brought to you by Eagle Hand Laundry. If your Eagle hands are dirty, we'll wash them clean.
But yeah, of course, unfortunately, Forge blames himself for what happened to Storm.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that X-Men 97, that's what they based it off of.
It did, that's right.
I got to start reading that. I got to start reading Claremont's X-Men run.
Yep. And again, she would have her powers gone for quite a while.
Damn.
Like, what'd you do to our queen?
Well, what did it take? more importantly, what did she do to help the X-Men?
She would still be there. I forgot exactly what happened, but obviously he's starting to realize maybe he has to join in. Up and Brandy is starting to wake up
and regain the memories.
Yep. Oh, and for a moment, like you're human again, Brandy, and so am I. Nope, it's just a dream.
A dream. It was only a dream.
Yep, but now I'm not Starshine anymore, and she is ticked off.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Because she feels like now she's helpless.
Jeez.
Well,
to be human is to be as good as dead. Please, Rom, I'd like to be alone for a while. I gotta say though, this is probably the more fan servicey she's looked in a while.
Definitely showing off a little bit. Like,
little.
She's filming a commercial.
It feels like one of those perfume commercials. Just
yeah, that's what I said. Smells nice in the morning.
No, wait! I got to do this because it's timely. Innocence by P. Diddy.
Oh God!
This is more now. You'll be noticing again. It's still Ditko doing the layouts, but it's the obviously the other artists do. Having an influence. And look at Rick and Cindy here compared to last time.
Oh yeah, I can see
that. That's a problem.
Wait, there's blue. Yeah, her hair is blue now. Oh my God, it's Sailor Mercury.
Yeah, I remember. Rick
like in some shots, she looks like an old lady. It's like she aged up like in a few seconds.
Yep. But
think about that. I still have my Spider-Man run. You should see Vulcan eyebrow with Gwen Stacy.
God. Yeah, it's pointing out about his cancer, but I'm like, you lied to me then. How can you help me hold off the horror that's inside of me when you can't even help yourself? Give it. Funny she phrases it like that.
Yeah.
The horror that's inside of me. Who has he been around that's had a horror inside of them?
The Hulk.
Yeah.
Yep. The Incredible Hulk. Sir, hey, little kid, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, of course, they're looking at the sun. They realize they're on a ticking clock.
Yeah.
Yep.
Time is running out. I must stop them once and for all.
Yep. As they're getting all ready for it all. And of course, Rom approaches Forge, trying to convince them to help. It's going to take a bit to do it, but they also realize they need to come up with something bigger than just a duplicate.
Right. Big hero shot.
But it also can actually negate their magic.
Oh.
Cool.
Yep. But so yeah, Rom is able to convince them to help out. As they're making their move.
Full on assault.
Invasion. You're next. You're next.
You're next.
That's SOS. That's the greatest of space knights.
Rom, you worried that mankind might misuse the weaponry and you are capable of creating for it. Yet unless you arm humanity, the dreaded Dire Wraiths may see to it that mankind ceases to exist. I'm already convinced of what I must do, Rom. Earth is my world, and I intend to arm it against the alien scum who would enslave it. Get thee to limbo, space parasites. Get thee to limbo.
Get thee to another.
Well, it's better than the Shakespearean talk, which he has cut back on.
It's funny you're doing this because I'm reading the King James Bible right now, and it's weird to hear all these thys and these.
These and thous.
But you look at Marvel, you see Shakespeare and Bible renditions everywhere.
I'm sure.
Yep. The ink on this one now is Brett Breeding, who's known for working on guys like Dan Jurgens during the Death of Superman.
Actually, it's funny you say that because I was talking with somebody else about the issues. They said the actual death was lackluster, but the follow-up books like The Death and Return of a Friend or Funeral for a Friend were bangers.
Yep. But look, they're now ready to find a device to amplify the neutralizer. Of course,
he stole Professor X's chair too.
Yep, and they're also worried about hold on.
Come to me, my X-Men. I'm looking for a shines of hope.
Yeah. So aren't they like a lot of the Marvel characters still in Battle World at this point?
No. They're back by now, but most of them were seen as it because now, given what happened to Storm, Forge is worried about them using that guys like Gyrick using it on them.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, it turns out my package was lost in transit.
Oh, son of a gun. We apologize, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Edit it in post.
But yeah, of course, Gyrick is still involved. So of course, it's the worrying of what to do.
What to do.
Yep, but yeah, we have, and it turns out some of them are still Dire Wraiths in disguise, of course.
Well,
of course.
Oh boy, Brandy's having a nightmare.
Get away! Get away from me!
Yeah.
Shine again.
No. It's just part of her dream, and just again how she feels helpless.
Yeah, she definitely looks different in this issue too, Brandy.
Yep. Again, like I said, that's the problem with having these different inkers. They're so drastic.
Where's Felson?
Like here's Cindy again.
Oh my God!
Again, she looks so different.
I know.
She grow up a little bit.
Yeah, she like keeps aging back and forth.
Yep. Oh, geez, for a moment.
It's like soap opera rapid agent syndrome, but in reverse.
Yep.
Yeah, they keep fast forwarding, rewind, fast forward, rewind.
So for a moment, it looks like the race is coming out because I might come to kill you. No, get out of my mind. But yeah, but Cindy, being there for Cindy is giving Brandy purpose. Of course, being a motherly instinct is doing that. Of course.
Yeah.
Look at that Dire Wraith in a space suit. I'm sorry. That's hilarious.
I love it.
I just want to go to space.
I know. I always wanted to be an astronaut when I grow up.
Wait. 30th anniversary, I should say this. Buzz looking alien. Where?
But yeah, so they figure out they have to stop it, obviously, before it's sabotage.
Sabotage.
And Gyrick does help stop it. Yeah, not bad for a mere human, mutant? And that's to say about Gyrick. He's scum, but we know where he stands. He's almost like Marvel's Amanda Waller. Only without Task Force X or anything like that.
Yeah, but he just looks like a scumbag too with the glasses and stuff. Actually, kind of reminds me of if anyone's played the Postal Dude.
Yep.
No, he's got a very face.
Of course. Then again, though, I like to see this guy take a piss on his own father's grave, only to later find out that's not his father.
Yeah.
No, what did Wolverine say? Okay, 3. Make sure he's your real dad, so you don't accidentally wind up killed. The end is here.
Okay, that's hell. I've ever seen it before.
Yeah, but now this is where P. Craig Russell is on this, and it's clear he's a bit looser on the like not adding his own flourishes to what Ditko has done.
Okay.
Yep, but yeah, we're having all this stuff going on. You know, wait a minute, space jet.
Space jet.
Look,
space jet. Yeah, are there just a space jet with passengers just in space going somewhere? I guess like an airplane.
Where did that come from?
Yeah.
I guess. Well, I mean, it's the Marvel universe.
Wait. It's because of the world merge. Everything's
going insane.
So basically, my guess is, race world is smaller than Earth. So while it was originally in the air, the merging caused it to be now in space because of the size difference.
Yeah, I gotta actually.
To your left, you will see our imminent demise upon us. Please fasten your seatbelts.
Oh, I love this. Look, we were rescued by some kind of robot. Who programmed you to come to our aid? I am Rom. Once I was human like you until the safe. Blah blah blah. Yep, but now Brick is meeting up with Brandy, and this is where oh geez, again, there's Cindy again, and oh geez,
she didn't have blue hair originally, did she?
I keep saying she's turning into an anime character.
This is blue for black.
Blue for black.
Okay.
Yeah, you know how Batman still has that shades of blue, even though he wears mostly black now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's about to fall, and it turns out Starshine's power is able to help Rick with his pain. So clearly, it seems like they're trying to set up these three being a family.
Yeah, that wasn't clear.
Yeah. Like,
another love triangle.
Yep. Well, kind of, sort of. It's not like, oh, look at that, silver bum.
Dude.
I know.
Silver what?
A silver bum.
Yeah. Oh.
We rarely see its butt shaped like that. Usually it's,
You're right.
Yeah.
Wait.
Amazing Grace.
I was gonna do a different song. Ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver bum.
You get a summary of everything as Dire Wraiths.
Oh God.
You're Dire Wabbit in disguise.
And now the final one.
Yes, all the Marvel heroes together.
Yes.
Here it is, the final comp. See what, Vino, how we're just speeding to it?
Well, yeah. Like, you're not bothering to read anything.
Well, but even then, though, dude. Okay, the time of world merge. It's
down to ID issues.
The time of world. Dude, you sound like that's a bad thing.
Well, I'm not. It's just I was having fun with you narrating the whole thing.
Oh no, dude. I told you before I was going to narrate this one.
By the way, speaking of which, once again, I want that as a poster.
Another one. And that's another one.
Look at it. Everything's in flames.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, dude, there are issues I was planning on narrating. This is one of them.
Gotcha.
But the time of world merge is soon upon us. Unable to enslave the Earth or to return to their world, the race hit upon a scheme most sinister. By expending practically all of their eldritch energies, they have summoned from across the void their own world, Race World, to take the Earth's place in orbit about the star sun Sol. Even that sun, which once shined so splendidly and warmed a living world with its light, has been altered, tainted, turned by race magic into a black mockery of a star. Thus, a process has begun, which will make this universe indistinguishable from the race's own dreaded dark nebula, and which will destroy the Earth to make room for Race World. Already, cataclysm and catastrophes wreak havoc and rack Earth. Geological upheavals, volcanic eruption, typhoons, winds, and tidal waves sweeping coastal areas away. The planet I pledge myself to protect is rising in her death throes, and held captive as I am by Dire Wraiths enchantment. There is nothing I can do to save her. I have failed Earth. I have failed those I love. I have failed myself, and I have failed Ford. Though totally immobilized from Rom can still refine the focus of a cyborg vision. Oh.
Actually, hang on one sec. I need a drink. I'm really thirsty.
All right, go ahead. I got my own.
I got my soda and I got a water next to me.
All right.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Right.
Enough, I got the point.
Yep, well, if you're wrong.
If I'm wrong, nothing happens. We go to jail quietly, peacefully. We'll enjoy it. But if I'm right, and Rom and I can stop this thing, Lenny, you will have saved the lives of
a million of registered voters.
I can't believe you're honestly considering to believe these men. Get him out of here.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm going to miss him.
I'm going to miss him.
I gotta buy him a fruit.
Sorry about that. My throat is dry.
No, I've been there.
So have I. I'm like, oh man, mine is dry.
Yeah, beyond.
By the way, the chicken was dry. Very dry.
Real dry.
Real dry, sorry.
But beyond Earth's atmosphere, peers towards the malignant world lined against the faithful black sun.
Black hole sun.
I know.
Oh my God.
It is not Race World the helpless cyborg scans skyward for, however, but an almost imperceptible construction of lightweight alloys hastily assembled in space. Many nations of Earth spent billions of dollars in a mere matter of days to finance the building of this combination of space station and weapon. An international team of astronauts raced against the clock to complete construction before the moment of world merge.
Holy smokes.
But though the building of the Neo Neutralizer was a collective undertaking by an imperiled planet desperately seeking some means of salvation, it had its inception in the brilliant brain of the mutant inventor man called Forge. Only Rom's neutralizer can power my neon neutralizer. If he's not back soon, it may well be too late to reverse the onslaught of world merge. You and that alien are up to something, Mutie, but whatever it is, you won't get away with it. Your weapon's going to be used to banish every stinking race on Earth, and then to make Earth safe by eliminating the extra human powers of every mutant superpower vigilante plaguing the planet. Eric is so blinded by his hatred for any being possessed of superhuman powers that he can't even deal with the present race threat. I'm stuck here in space with a madman, doomsday is fast approaching, and Rom still hasn't returned.
What else could go wrong?
Boy, look at that image.
Oh my God.
You know, I gotta say, this both works in its simplicity, and even if it is a little,
yeah.
I'm not saying this is bad. It just feels, I can't say rush because there's so much details here, but loose. It's loose.
It's loose. Yeah, that loose I was thinking.
And like in that shot, he kind of looks like the action figure they based it on.
He does, actually.
Yeah. Just not as great.
Yeah.
I employed you. I thought you wanted gold.
I changed my mind.
I implored you to use your genius to save Earth when you might have used it to save yourself and others of your kind. I swore to stand beside you in space to power your weapon when the time was right. So I swore, and so I failed. And now the Dire Wraiths had come to taunt me with my shame.
Oh,
come, Wraith sisters. Come, ye hellhounds and hissing dustwings. Come from every corner of this pathetic planet to witness the humbling and humiliation of our arch foe, Rom, greatest of the Space Knights. On every race on Earth is assembled in this ruined church. And could I but command my nerveless fingers to move, I could fire my neutralizer and banish them all to limbo. You cannot move, Space Knight.
Yeah, dear God, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Our spells have seen to that. It cost us all that remained of our magic after triggering the world merge to bind you. But now you are helpless to save either yourself or the planet you were pledged to protect.
Yeah.
You will die, Rom of Galador, and the Earth will die with you. I gotta say, this does feel like the grand finale of a show, doesn't it?
It
really does.
It feels like me following an anime from like the very first chapter, and now here's the end of the season.
And the fact they're banking everything on this.
Yeah.
No, for more than 200 years, I have fought this evil enemy. My mission cannot end this way, with the hordes of racekind howling their victory in my ear. Surely the cataclysm of world merge has made the champions of Earth aware that now is the moment to make the ultimate sacrifice in defense of their precious planet. Surely there are heroes on Earth who will step in where I have failed. Surely. Now, where do you stand on how the ROM looks here? It seems weird, like they're trying to add emotion and yet not.
It's kind of weird. I mean, it's kind of hard because he's always has that helmet on, but
it's the how much bigger the eyes are.
You're right. They look like two burning red stars. Right,
compared to here.
Yeah.
They're like two burning red stars ready to explode.
Here they're much bigger.
Yeah, they're like, well, given how worried he is and how upset he is, they're feeling like he failed. I don't blame him.
But no faith in false and forlorn hope, Space Knight. You are alone and abandoned. Whichever heroes Earth might have marshaled in their own defenses have either been overwhelmed by the cataclysms accompanying world merge or crouched cowering in fear awaiting the end. That's where you're wrong, Wraith. Wraith sisters, look! And here come the heroes of Earth would never surrender.
The Avengers assemble.
But the heroes of Earth would never surrender world without a fight.
Way to go, Cap. Way to go, Cap.
Unfortunately,
on your left, Rom.
Yep. But unfortunately, because of an agreement Dick had, no Doctor Strange and no Spider-Man.
Yeah. That's still a pretty good lineup there.
Yep.
Is that Hercules 2 back there? There's somebody else. Or Power Man. Yeah,
where?
Yeah, next to Scarlet Witch on the left.
No, that's Hercules.
That is her. All right.
Yeah.
And look, Better Ray Bill.
Oh yeah.
As the Wraith horde stands aghast, the cyborg heart of Rom swells with a feeling that can only be described as exhalation, as hope is rekindled in his Space Knight breasts. The situation is every bit as grim as Rick Jones' radio alert had described it, Hercules. I verily, Captain Marvel. Earth would be savior stands entranced, while Earth's enemies flock sick about him. Then leap into the breach, Avengers, or Earth, and for Rom Spaceknight, and mayhem for the fate of all worlds for all times to come. And so do Earth's mightiest heroes leap into the battle, while following fast upon their heels come other, no less powerful teams. The West Coast Avengers, the Uncanny X-Men, with Rogue. It does be her hair look like a hoodie.
Yeah, I thought she had like a little like.
I thought she had a helmet on or something.
Yeah, like the helmets from it was like one of the like football back in like the 30s, and they had those little like leather helmets.
And with all me talking about Goofy Movie, remember the how to play football shorts where they have those helmets?
Exactly.
Wow. Here comes Patino and Ferguson out of the penalty box. Wow. And there go Patino and Ferguson back into the penalty box.
Yeah.
I know, hockey homicide.
Classic.
I know, ball, strike, he's out.
The dynamic defenders from Russia to the sensational Soviet super soldiers, and from every other continent on Earth. All those beings endowed with great. And the fact is, it took us, and we had so few heroes, but now at the end, they all came.
And that's awesome.
And look, even Captain Britain.
Captain Britain.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
Yep. But yeah. And from every other continent on Earth, all these beings endowed with greater than human powers hearken to the defense of the world that spawned them all. But it is not the only superhumans that fight for the future of Earth. Is this the final battle of the race war? Common humanity takes up arms to ensure the future of the race. Race Hunter Rangers, charge! And look, even Cindy has a blaster.
Yes.
He looks so depressed firing. It's like boom, boom, boom.
Where are their eyes?
Yeah.
This may be Earth's final battle, but can we win it, Rick? We must, Cindy, if humanity is to survive. Wielding their weapons like commandos, Bourne, Rick Jones, Brandy Clark, and Cindy Adams push through the swaths cut in the race ranks to stand at the side of the immobilized Rom. Oh, Rom, what have they done to him? Bound him with magic, Brandy. That's what the consciousness of the race that died inside my mind tells me they would have done. Right, Rom's power is needed to energize the neo-neutralizer. Is there any way we can break the spell? We don't have any special powers or abilities, Rick, but maybe we don't need them. All race magic is conceived in evil. Hey, perhaps we can reverse their spell as Brandy Clark embraces the great silver space knight. Rick Jones feels a pinch of jealousy. Oh boy, you only just started getting feelings for her. Come on,
man.
Why is it? It's like,
I told you.
Steve makes sense. Steve at least makes sense.
No, yeah. It's like Brandy has that power on people. It's like, no, I cannot. I can't turn away from a lovely redhead. Sees Rom. God damn it! How can I compete with him?
I was going to say the redhead in a Marvel comic.
To be fair, he does have a type. Have you seen his wife Marlo?
I have.
Oh yeah.
You have, Alex?
What?
You have seen what she looks like?
Yeah, didn't we see in like a long time ago, right?
No, did we?
Yeah. Oh, you mean Rom's wife?
No. I said Marlo as in Rick's wife.
Oh, I don't think so.
1 second. Because like I said, he has a type.
1 minute.
Oh, I see.
So
What?
just
It's worth it.
Here we go.
Oh,
There she
man.
is. Look at how
Yep.
dressed up Hulk is. He's all
Woo.
proper.
Yep, but yeah, look at her. See what I mean?
Whoa.
Had the type,
Yeah. Oh, man. Yep.
redhead and everything.
He knows how to pick them.
Yep. But hold on, let's get back to it.
What is it with these redheads? They reminded me too much of Lois.
Brandy does love Rom, even as I started to love her. Whether it is Brandy's kiss and the love she feels in her heart for Rom. Curses! I've been foiled by the power of love!
That's the power of love.
Or the weakness of the race spell that they defend
He's
themselves
texting me.
against
Hold
the
on.
heroes of Earth. None can say that the mystic ties them. You okay?
You
Yeah,
all right?
I'm just cramping.
But the mystic ties that bound the Galadorian gladiator melt away, and Rom stands ready to join the fray. As I have fought for the freedom of man, so has humanity fought to free me. Let racekind reap what they have sown. For
Yes.
Rom Spaceknight shall fight to the death to defend this adopted home. And go to it, big buddy. We'll be behind you all the way.
Yes,
Yes.
go.
I know you will, Rick. It is your courage, the courage of a man wracked in an incurable cancer, who nevertheless fights for the future of others of his race. And that lets me know that mankind will never perish off the face of the earth. His rocket pods lifting him above the play battlefield. Rom turns and aims Galador's greatest weapon down at the alien enemy he has fought for over 200 years. You have caused enough death, race, enough destruction. Now there shall be an end to it, as my neutralizer fills the limbo dimension with your howling hordes. Ringed by the ranks of racekind, Rom and the heroes of Earth battle bravely in defense of the imperiled planet. Yet the true danger of the imminent approaching of world merge, when racekind will supplant Earth as the third planet from the sun, has been forgotten in the clamor of combat. But there is one who has not forgotten, one whose race-touched mind is privy to the race's most secret plans. This battle is all wrong, a delaying tactic by the race. They seek to hold Rom and the heroes here, while the true victory can only be won in space. Indeed, Adams cries that revelation aloud, and miraculously, the truth of it reaches the cyborg circuitry of the sleek silver space knight, soaring high in the sky. I know not how I heard the child above the din, but she is right. We could banish every race on Earth and still lose all, lest the world merge be averted. Indeed, our victory must be won in space. Observe the battle below, Gyrick. Those heroes fighting so valiantly in the Earth's defense are the same beings whose powers you like to destroy. You can't fool me, Muty. They're fighting for their own survival. How can you be so blind, Gyrick? What kind of resentment drives you? Mutants and superheroes love the Earth and have as much right to live upon as you do. That's where you're lying, Forge. But I won't debate the point with any stinking mutant. Instead, I'll seize control of your neo-neutralizer and use it to destroy not only the Dire Wraiths, but every super being on the Earth at the same time. Not with my weapon, you old madman. Not while I live. And while you live a long and peaceful life upon the planet of your birth, Forge, all in readiness for the moment of world merge. Rom, after Agent Gyrick has been bound, yes, despite minor interruptions, our plan is ready to be carried to fruition. Then let the power of Galador's greatest weapon energize your neo-neutralizer on behalf of the planet Earth. You two are plotting something. I know. Shut up!
Oh, shut up. Dude, come on.
Would you please shut the hell up?
Truly, reason eludes you, human. What would Forge and I be plotting at this critical time? Save the salvation of Earth. Maybe you mean to save Earth for your own kind. Maybe you tend to turn every man, woman, and child into freaks like yourself. And sometimes being a mutant isn't a curse. Is a curse I wouldn't wish on another living soul, Gyrick. And sometimes being a mutant means possessing the power to prevail where all others would fail. What are you doing? You're turning the neo-neutralizer away from Earth. And training it upon Wraith World. A crackling crimson beam arcs across space, striking the hideous face of the malevolent planet, mystically moving towards Earth, or Earth's orbit about the sun. More power, Rom. More power. I knew it. You're traitors. Traitors to Earth. You're being inconsistent, Gyrick. How can we betray a world you would deny our right to exist upon? But in any event, Origin, I have betrayed nothing save your own expectations. Burn! That we would train the neo-neutralizer upon Earth and eradicate whatever race that's being found there. That we could never do. There are too many mutants and super beings existing on Earth whose powers might have been tangentially affected by my weapon. So instead, Rom and I decided to eradicate the Dire Wraiths' evil at its sorcerous source. Sorcerous source? They're the tongue twister.
Yeah.
Wherever the neo-neutralizer beam touches, the oncoming planet, bathed full of black magic, gives way to beauty. The harsh horror of its surface softens, and flower begins to bloom. We're still in trouble, Rom. Be Wraith World a paradise or a purgatory. Its nearness to Earth will still cause massive destruction, for no two worlds can occupy the same position in space at the same time. We may have deprived the race of a home world, but we must do more to ensure the future of Earth. Power continues to pulse forth from the neo-neutralizer. Galadorian power enhanced by Forge's intuitive genius. Power that negates the existence of a world. Wraith World, it's gone! Wraith World was a planet born in the black light of a sorcerous sun. Once we negated its magic, it could not continue to exist. Yes, Wraith World is gone. And with it has passed any peril race kind might have posed to Earth. Because remember, it was the source of their magic.
Right. That's right.
Not only the Earth Forge. Race kind was the fount of the Dire Wraiths' sorcerous powers. With their planet gone, their race has ceased to be a menace for all time, meaning everywhere.
Yes.
Woo!
Victory.
Thus, a new day.
Dire Wraiths.
A new day dawns for all beings on Earth. All worlds affected by the Dire Wraiths infestation. A day of cleansing, a day of rejoicing, a day of rebirth. On the surface of the Earth, the sun shines pure and unpolluted, and Earth's protectors stand victorious as the hordes of Wraiths huddle powerless. For the long race winter has finally reached the end.
Yes.
Woo.
How was that for ending the race war?
That was awesome.
This is the face of victory.
Victory.
The day the race war is over. Yes, Rom, thanks to you and practically every super being on the planet, the Earth's been saved. But what punishment shall be meted out to those who sought to endanger the world? The only kind those stinking race deserve, lady. Capital punishment. Gee, I don't know. Would that I could call upon the wisdom of Zeus to guide us. The rest of us are just human beings, Hercules, faced with passing judgment on an inhuman enemy. These space creeps almost destroyed the Earth. Why are we even hesitating? Because we are men and guided by morality, Hawkeye, and we must live with ourselves and our decisions. We cannot continue. Okay, this is good writing done to placate Ditko. This feels so much like a Ditko dialogue.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
Back and forth morality, you know that.
Yep.
Yeah, even though it's like pretty obvious.
Yep. We cannot continue to live with race kind. And so, what are y'all planning to do and doing? Since I first made the Earth aware of the Dire Wraiths infestation, perhaps I should be the one to suggest a solution. Now that their epidemic of evil has been stemmed, surely your suggestion will be a just one, friend Rom. Didn't they almost destroy your home once? When first the Dire Wraiths streamed forth from the dreaded dark nebula, Galador was the first world upon which they fell. So wait, it started on Galador? Wow. To defend Galador, I and countless blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, usual stuff.
But victory brought no
Yeah,
rest.
but it fits here because he's just marching slowly to them about to...
Yeah, look at him!
He's ready to bring their doom like a Terminator. He's like a
Rob,
Terminator.
old buddy, old pal. Look, we've made some mistakes. You've made some mistakes.
It's
Come
like,
on.
You who does not give mercy, now beg for it. I thought you were
made a sterner stuff. So you see, I have great cause to hate these Dire Wraiths, and to request that the choice of punishment inflicted upon them be mine. If we let hatred guide us, Rom, we become no better than the race. Despite the atrocities they've committed against us, we've got to temper our vengeance with justice. Why, I was suggesting no less, Captain America.
I want justice.
I say, Rom is definitely on par with Cap in nobility.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Why I was suggesting no less, Captain America, than that their punishment fit their crime. We know how you would punish us, Rom, and we throw ourselves upon your mercy and impute to you for death. You would prefer execution rate, but death is too easy an end for you, given the destruction you heaped upon this world and the agony you inflicted upon its people. Thus, justice dictates that you be punished for your crimes, and that your punishment not be extermination for death, while seeming harsh to others. It's far easier for your abhorrent kind to bear than banishment en masse to the shadow realms of limbo, where you can have no effect on reality, where you can harm no one, and where you can do nothing but repent of your evil forevermore. The high whine accompanying Rom's neutralizer beat drowns out the desperate screaming of the vanishing racehorse as they are hurled through the dimensional doorways into limbo. Then at last, there's only silence as the plane of battle stands cleansed. We thank you, Rom. All of Earth thanks him, Rick. Then, all assembled before him, cheer Rom Spaceknight as savior of Earth. And though he spearheaded Earth's resistance by destruction to destruction by the Dire Wraiths, Rom knows that he could not have prevailed without the heroes who cheer him, or without the ordinary citizens of Earth who suffered most from the scourge of race kind, and most especially without one very special human being, the mutant genius known as Ford, who's neo-neutral. I love how they keep giving emphasis to Ford throughout all this.
He really did a lot.
He needed it.
Yeah.
Neo-neutralizer boosts the power of Rom's own neutralizer, enabling it to banish Race World itself and negate the sorcerous powers of the Dire Wraiths. It was that, more than anything, which won the race war. And still there are some people too blind to see the truth. Mutant, super beings, space knights, bah! And Commander Ford's weapon, I could have destroyed them and the Dire Wraiths at the same time. Yes, the Earth was spared for people like Agent Henry Peter Gyron, too. Unfortunate. Battle done.
Oh, well.
Banished, and the heroes of Earth depart, each after his or her own fashion, each to his or her own land, to aid in the long, hard process of reconstruction that is the legacy of the Dire Wraiths. Earth will never forget you, Rom Spaceknight. Wherever you may go, farewell. And not too good enough to offer him a spot on the Avengers? Not that he accepts it, but still.
I want to tell you about the Avengers initiation.
I need to go back to Galador. I cannot stay.
Yep. Hey, it's the General.
Hey.
Lachlan. And go, Rom. What did Captain America mean? Hello, Rom. It is General Lachlan, come from supervising the rescue operation. You look tired, General. I am weary, Rom, in body and soul. I've been a soldier a long time, but I've seen more horror in this race war than I've previously seen in all the rest of my earthly campaigns combined. I can believe it. I just hope we've learned something from our losses, so that we'll be on our guard should we ever again be menaced by enemies from the stars. Earth had better be prepared, General Lachlan, for she will face all future foes without warning or aid from Rom Spaceknight. Then you are leaving Earth, abandoning us. No, you can't. I must. My mission is over. There's no further reason for me to remain. Oh, but there are reasons. There must be. And cyborg eyes full of longing gaze into the human eyes full of love. But Brandy Clark senses that reason of the heart will not prompt Rom to stay. Think of how often you've told me that you regarded Earth as your second home, your adopted world. That world will face other dangers now that the race are gone. alien enemies, natural disasters, arising both on Earth or in the stars. She's look at it. She's picturing him being a hero on Earth.
To you normies, it's the most devastating thing. To us heroes, it's just Tuesday.
Can you simply turn your back at us? Think, Rom. Think how much we need you. How much good you can do. Brandy, if I am a soldier, it is by necessity. If a savior, it is not by choice. It is the fortunes of war. Both those roles were thrust upon me when the Wraiths invaded Galador. But before I became a space knight, I was a man. I exchanged blah blah.
Galactus.
Yep, and brings up about Starshine what happened. I could condemn no one, and certainly not one whom I love with all my cyborg heart, as I love you, to share the endless eternity of loneliness and solitude that is the lot of one doomed forever to exist within this unfeeling space knight steel. Since neither of us can change who or what we are, we must go our separate ways. Stay, Brandy Clark, with Rick Jones and Cindy Adam. In many ways, you three have become a family. My family is dead. The Wraiths killed them when they destroyed my hometown. Cindy's parents were slain too, Brandy. We've all lost something in the race war, but we've also found each other. Yes, I guess we have. But what have you, Rom? Where will you go? What will you do? I will stay but a brief moment more to cast my cyborg eyes out over the green hills of Earth, a planet I would more than any other call my home. I will drink in deep draughts of this world of yours, trying to impress upon my space knight circuitry what it means to be alive. I will observe life. I will encode it. I will reduce it to the abstract symbols, comprehensibly only as such to my memory banks.
That's beautiful, man. That's
deep. That's done. I have not forgotten what it means to be alive. I have not forgotten what it means to be human. But when I look upon my own armored hands, those self-same memories of happiness seems no more than a scornful reminder of all that I have sacrificed, of the humanity I have left behind. I am a mockery of a man, trapped in this unfeeling body, my touch as cold as death. Oh, Rom, you weep, Brandy Clark. Weep for one incapable of crying for himself. I'm not crying out of pity, Rom, but because I love you, for now and for always. Then you have done for this cyborg that which would have seemed impossible. You have made me happy, and I will carry that happiness with me to the stars.
To infinity and beyond.
And beyond, yeah.
Rocket pods roaring, Rom rises. Behind him, 3 children of Earth look after him until his armor flashes one final time in the sunlight shining down upon the planet he helped save. And then he is gone. Other planets, distant stars, the enormity of eternity beckons. Yet, in this endless infinitude of space, is there a home for Rom, greatest of the space knights?
Can I say Marvel just makes space look so awesome?
Oh,
yeah, that is another
planet. How does that work?
Good question. That's a good question. But this is so bittersweet. I almost feel like crying with Brandy. It's so.
I know that was somber. Man.
It does feel.
It does really feel like a good job.
Yeah, it does feel so somber.
Yeah, I'm gonna be back to summarizing again as we head towards the ending.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, the two of them are trying to make their own life with each other.
Right.
And meanwhile, Rom is off in space doing his own thing. Part of him wants to find Galador, but it's also just a space travels here.
Man, I feel like David Bowie is appropriate. Ground control to Major Tom.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at these weird monsters. Yep, but yeah, meeting up with this species and everything. What is dead time? What is dead time? You mean all time is dead time now? Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Dramatic.
Yep. Sleep. Basically, here's what happens. These people, this planet only allows one good day for these people to come out and be happy, to do all this stuff, and then they have to go back underground to sleep for a long time again.
Oh.
Wow.
That's an interesting idea.
It is.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Trapped between man and machine. Which side will you choose?
Yep, we got Brett Breeding again on here as he's dealing with another alien race.
Oh no, it's the spacemen of doom.
Yep.
No, wait. No, worse. I think I saw this in a Flash Gordon comic once. Flash! He's a miracle.
He's a miracle. Yeah.
Rom.
Yep. Yep. But obviously these people want to have him involved dealing with the robots and machines. Oh, geez, look at these
rockets.
Oh, wow.
No, these are robots.
Those are the robots.
Look at them.
Wow.
They look like a cross between.
They look like Daleks.
I know. They look like if the Daleks crossed between
Rocket Man
with a missile.
Exterminate.
Exterminate.
Everybody back into the
they're missile men. They're missile men.
They're missile men. That's what they are.
Yeah, they look like something like a toy line for some little missile men.
This is why I wish Rom didn't fail as a toy because you can make a figure line out of a lot of these guys.
But basically, we find out that they it said like why should my children be sacrificed for the service of men? It was basically they wanted to end it all. But he's trying to say he's trying to tell them work together. It's what he's trying to do. Stay your counteract, I beg of you, while I seek to stay man of their madness. Unfortunately, though, they kill each other.
Oh, that's so much for that.
I gotta say, I like this thing, but the fact that this is just simply a jumping around the universe type of thing. It's like they're trying to figure out what to do with Rom now.
Well, yeah, because they're like, okay, we saved the Earth. Now what do? We got to have him find Galador. Let's have him basically space truck around.
Yep. But interesting.
And it leads to some imaginative stuff. I mean, look at all this.
It is. It's real. I think this is all done for Ditko to bring back the stuff like he would do for Doctor Strange.
Oh, Doctor Strange was really trippy if you actually read
it. I mean, this stuff definitely it ain't normal.
Yeah. No, Ego!
Vigo, the living
planet. No. Ego, not Vigo.
The living planet.
It's Vigo.
It's Vigo.
No, Ego. Hey, doesn't look a thing like Kurt. Was it Kurt Russell?
Yeah, it's Kurt Russell.
Yeah, he doesn't look a thing like Kurt Russell. Yep, but
wait, sir.
I mean, for a planet, he has a nice mustache, though.
Snake, look at you with did.
Yep, but basically that threatens to hurt him or neutralize him as he frees two of his fellow space knights.
Oh, we found some more space knights.
Yep. And now they're going to try and find their way home. Yep. As Scanner and I forget who the other one is. Oh, Seeker. Seeker. Yeah, Ego is the planet, dude.
Right. Whoa,
right.
Jungle dinosaur world. Look at that. That's King Kong type stuff.
Yeah. But Rom still has whatever was marked on him from that other on Ego.
Oh, yeah, he does.
He looks like he's holy.
He does. Hey, Rom, did you just come home from church? No. Then why's your helmet so holy?
Get this. They find the Dire Wraiths being enslaved. And they're terrified of the Space Knights more than usual.
Huh.
Oh, look at this. We have transversed the construction area, and yet we have seen no sign of the entity who holds these wraiths in thrall, nor have my scanning senses detected any signs of our fellow Space Knight. Everything we have seen upon this world thus far is a riddle, and the time must come to unravel. Wraiths, I would have words with you. No, I beg of you, Rom of Galador. Unhand me. I must resume my labor, lest I incur the wrath of he who rules this place. The hidden god will strike me down. Well, interesting. I actually feel bad for this thing.
Yeah.
What does God want with the Dire Wraiths? I have to say it like Shatner. I'm sorry, that fifth movie, man.
Star Trek.
Unfortunately, he gets killed for not doing his work.
Oh, sacrifice.
Yep.
But what could be terrifying the Wraiths so badly here?
Turns out it's Unam. Remember him?
Unam.
Unam.
Another fellow.
Yeah, the space guy from earlier.
Oh.
He's the one who was invisible, but unfortunately, he let power get to his head to basically feel like he can enslave him. But we find out also because he fears being, that he's, used his powers to run away.
I
love
that last shot of the shot of him showing his face. He kind of looked like Cobra Commander.
He does. Cobra, Destro, get them.
Rom of Galador, we have warred against you and your fellow Space Knight, and lost all our dreams of conquest fled with the loss of our powers and destruction of Wraith World. Beaten and debased, there is nothing left for us save to ceaselessly labor for an unseen merciless deity. Thus, we ask you to dispense with some of that mercy for which you are known upon us, undeserving as we are, and release us from the unremitting suffering to which our hidden god subjects us. There are only two kinds of release I am empowered to grant you, Wraith: death and banishment. And of course, Unam doesn't want to do it because he wants
fist fight,
full of power.
Yep. And he bans him again. I feel bad for these Wraiths.
Yeah. Surprisingly,
not often that happens.
But they leave him like the Wraith World tore him from his home world, demanded that he surrender his humanity in exchange for power he could not wield responsibly. And some of us were made warriors, becoming stronger and harder in the heat of battle. Others, like Unam, were broken in body and in soul. This issue here, Rack is back. This is one of the guys I've given this type of voice. Which will be one of two I'll be doing in this final lesson. But this is the last issue I had owned.
Oh.
So imagine my confusion, of course.
I know, you're like, wait a minute. Huh? Ooh, what?
Who's this guy? Who's that guy?
Yeah, but
where am I?
This is where he's trying to tell him how his shame and everything. That he had his unique ability to be invisible. But he said, but then the time came, and when our pursuit of the Dire Wraiths forced us to split up, you went your own separate ways, leaving me all alone and faced with my inadequacies. That's why he eventually, once they were depowered, he became this god. I kind of feel bad for him.
Yeah. He's been through a lot.
There is nothing to forgive. As we then see a bit more with Rick, Brandy, and Cindy. And, about, again, how his abilities are able to help Brandy, which, again, and with the help Rick, which, again, you think, this is going to be their new living arrangement going forward. Yeah, wait another issue.
Uh-oh.
But they've gone to another world with Unam helping out as best he can. And we meet Vola, the trapper. Remember her?
Yeah.
But then we find out about Rack. Rack has now gone renegade. Yep, as he is now. And look, now, only on Earth do they wipe out all the males. Some planets still had the males, as you can see.
Yeah,
I kind of like how we actually now see definitively the differences.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yep. But yeah, so he much like Unam, but he's more doing it out of his own power to want to build an army.
Wow.
Yep.
Space butt.
More space butt.
Not as much as before.
Yeah, I think you need some cream for that little pimple on your bum there, buddy.
I gotta say though, I do not like how those things that look like holes are now just little colored dots. I do not like that.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting sick with something.
Yeah, like chicken pox. Hear me, brothers and sisters. Rock the Breaker has violated our sacred Space Knight oath. He must be stopped at any cost, lest the honor of the Space Knight be tarnished irreparably. Quickly, gather yourself for the conflict. Rack shall do no more harm. Surrender, slaves. Accept your servitude, and my minions will allow you to live. I live to construct the assault fleet. I need to carry my armies back to Galador. He wants to invade Galador. Then, when I have conquered my homeworld, all who live will proclaim Rack to be the greatest space knight of them all. Somebody's jealous.
I know. Oh no! There's only one great space knight here. That's Rom.
To claim that title, traitor, you must first deal with the one who held it before you. The Calvians countered.
This galaxy ain't big enough for the two of us.
The
I do
counterattack,
believe you are right.
led by Rom and the Spice Knight Squadron. And I, Space Knights, such as us, have survived with our scruples intact. Only my love, Pulsar, remains unaccounted for. I pray he has remained true to his Space Knight oath and succumbed neither to death or temptation. It's there by trappers neutralizing that. We are banished away to limbo. So the net just banishes them to limbo, everyone that grabs?
That's an interesting net.
But yeah.
But of course, Scanner tells Unum he does have the ability to be a hero. As Rob attacks Rock, but Rock starts using his microwave rays to blast him.
Oh.
But right when he's about to do it, Unam takes the kill shot.
Oh.
Unam,
no.
Eyebreaker, Unam the Unseen, the one you were wont to mock as the least Space Knight of all, interceded in a deadly battle between two of the mightiest Space Knights and gave his life that Rom might live. He was a fool, Rom, as you are for pausing to mourn his passing, while our battle remains unfinished. Our fight is finished, Rack, and it shall end with your banishment to the Shadow Realms called Limbo, where you will live out with your near immortal life of a Space Knight in the accursed company of your vile Dire Wraiths allies.
Damn, Rob not playing around.
Why did you not slay Rake, though he asked for no less? Slaying Rack would have meant violating my Space Knight oath, never to take a life unless necessary. Revenge would have made me no better than the Breaker. By sacrificing his life to save mine, Unam reminded me that Space Knight's power must be wielded honorably, no matter what the cost. At the moment, Unam overcame his dishonor and spared me the shame I would have felt over Rack's execution for all my days. Unam will be buried with honor, Rom, as benefit of the greatest of the Space Knights. Now we're getting to the final annual.
Mm-hmm.
As we deal with the Shi'ar.
Oh, the Shi'ar.
Yep, as one of them attacks. Die! Wait, is it Pulsar?
Is it?
If that's the case, then oh boy, Trapper, you're gonna be upset.
He has a twin brother.
No, that's her love. That's her love.
Oh, I got you.
She said, "I hope he hasn't lost himself or died."
Right.
Well,
again, I don't know if that is him.
Oh.
No, wait, the creature lives, so they're being taken away. Yep, it's Pulsar, so he did lose himself.
Oh boy.
Yep. As and soon the pre-programmed surgical instruments performing. So basically, he's taking it for himself. This guy.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh man.
Unfortunately, then he has he himself has been sent away. Pulsar encased himself in a force field and drifted. Oh no! So we find out, that he had been lost. So he attacked the Shi'ar, thinking there were Dire Wraiths among them, not knowing.
Oh.
And yes, now he has died. So this guy takes over.
Oh,
see, there's those things again on him.
Yeah. Now they're looking a little weird. Not green dots.
Giant space ant.
Yep. Make no threatening gesture, Space Knight. We can. What are we to be meek? Are we to meekly accept being ignominiously snatched from space? I suspect that Rom merely wishes to ascertain what our captors intend before deciding whether to resist, Seeker. I, Galador, Praetor of the Imperial Guard, accuse you aliens of willfully invading Shi'ar space, and I charge you with the destruction of an Imperial dreadnought and the death of all of her crew. Well, now we know you are. Now we know you're our leader, Rom. Do we allow this slander to stand, or we defend our Space Knight honor? And I say we unleash our power and show these arrogant aliens we have entered their space system, Seeker. Technically, we are invaders, as accused. And murderers as well. It will do you no good to deny the charges. For we have an unimpeachable witness who was called Commander and Dakari before he died. So showing it all like ship destroyed by Space Knight. and so you have called yourself. I hereby place you under arrest. Wow, talk about, I can't, it's not a kangaroo court, but still.
Arrest? It's like the MCP. Pig, you are no good to me programs. You are all under arrest. Arrest?
All you Space Knights are bad. Space Knights.
No, wait. Duck Twacey. Pumpkinhead. Doubleheader. Neon Noodle. You're all under arrest.
Now, just to make this clear that a lot of the Shi'ar Imperial Guard were based off of the Legion of superheroes, with Gladiator being Mon-El.
Okay.
So he's practically the Superman of the group.
Yeah. I mean, the costume looks a little similar.
Yeah.
That was the Mohawk.
Yeah. I mean, they suits with rock and the mullet. You can't beat that, man.
Now, look at this. All this is a big fisticuff fight.
Fight.
But yeah, now they're stopping like Space Knight, Cease, and Resistance. A wrong most heinous has been done to non-belligerent life form, by one of our order. So in other words, saying that we will stop them rather than just be offended. Leading to the fight, they need to try and negotiate because it's true. It was a Space Knight. Oh, and there's Despard. That's that's Eliandra's sister.
Mm-hmm.
And currently, she's the leader of the Shi'ar during this.
She's the leader.
Yep. Got it memorized. Yep. But yeah, of course, there's the neutralize, and of course, Rom can summon it because it's not Dire Wraiths magic that keeps it separated.
Oh.
Yep, but the being who assaulted your starcraft is no son of Galador. I do not know, Gladiator. But if you will allow us to confront your attacker, we will expose this usurper of our comrade's power. So they figured out it wasn't him.
Right.
So now they're fighting this guy who's using all this power.
Nothing.
Yep, look at this.
Yes.
He's freaking out.
He's spurging out. Yep. But yeah, we find out this guy's been holding a grudge against the Shi'ar for so long. And now that he has the chance of this power and everything. Of course, he then thinks like, you're free. Yeah, doing this is going to bring us more harm than good, you jackass.
Seems like an incredibly bad idea.
Yep. But yeah, so he flies off like, I scanned no lie. He who succeeded my lost lover has joined him. So wait. He killed himself.
Oh. Crap.
Yep. And they actually use a device that sends them all back to Galador.
Oh.
But now we get the Secret Wars 2 crossover. And everything that we were setting up was Rick, Cindy, and Brandy. Deus Ex Machina. Literally.
Ha.
Oh, there's the Beyonder.
Beyonder. Wait, didn't Doom take your power? Never mind.
No. That was the first Secret War. This is the second one, where he took human form and came to Earth to learn how to pee.
Wait, what? Did I hear you say that right?
Gross simplification, but that was one of the things he did to experience. Was he going to the bathroom?
I mean, sure, out of all the things you can learn about Earth, let's learn about urinating.
To be fair, he never had a human form. So having one and having that urge to relieve yourself, it's like, that's a new experience.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yep, but yeah, he meets up with them and he decides, like he's been doing for everyone else, to give them a chance to be happy. To give them, their wishes, their desires. So yeah, look, there's his disco suit.
Oh my God!
He looks like looks like Buck Rogers from the 70s.
Yep. So yeah, he he just waves his hand and the race robberies gone. Brandy is now Starshine again, and Rick is cured.
I'm cured.
Okay, just wave of a hand.
Look, he even gives him his own hero form to be like Hulk. Yep.
I am handsome Hulk.
Of course, we then realize she's realizing there are consequences for every time they make a wish. what if my wish for it was a way for Rom to regain his humanity, and it granted him while he's soaring through space? Or what if we would? So basically, it's the whole idea of consequences.
Ooh.
But they still want to help Cindy. So what do? They go into limbo, find the 2 wraiths that had her parents' memories, remove their souls from them. Apparently, they actually keep the souls and give them new bodies.
That reminds me of that Soul Reaver game where you don't just die, you take their souls.
Yep. And then her parents are back.
Oh, okay, they're back.
Yep. And now, of course, he's like, take away. It's probably back to normal. Even your cancer. No. Get rid of the cancer.
No. Hold on.
Oh, no. You keep that. It's bad. This is better
than not disprove Disco Man.
Yeah, I mean, give back those with earth-shattering consequences and with permutation that can't possibly predict or prevent. Can't you keep it? Can't you kind of just take the superpowers back? Let those who like the responsibilities have them? But I don't want to die. I want to live.
I want to live.
And then Brandy removes Starshine and sends her to Galador.
Yeah.
Do I mean all that setup and then just...
It just goes crazy.
Well, that's the Beyonder for you.
Yep. No, but the fact you utilize this to basically resolve all of it. Granted, I think they knew they were wrapping up.
And then and then as soon as Jim Shooter left, they made the Beyonder a complete joke.
No, this is when they made him the joke, dude.
Okay, a bigger joke.
Oh. But okay, now look at this. Brandy's on
Paradise. I like that.
Yeah, look at this. It's all beautiful. It's wonderful. There's there are plants and there's animals. It's sunshine and ruins and wait, what?
Wait, what? What
For a second, I thought Brandy was a Disney princess. Confirmed.
What happened? Now, one of the writing here is she starts to now have she got what she wanted, and now she's starting to doubt and wonder, was Rom lying?
Oh.
But yeah, we find out, turns out it's a space knight coming down to her. Why? Because they want to slaughter any humanoids.
Oh, no.
Yep. Ooh, look at his Gabriel's horn. Ha!
Yeah.
Yep. It turns out there are still some humans left, human Galadorians left. They come to help them, and then they reveal, turns out, a new generation. They decided to make because of what happened with Galactus, and they don't want to Rom come back. So they decided we'll do a new generation of Space Knight. Unfortunately, while the first ones were done to defend Galador, this one was done a bit more half-assed with its, with its picking. And then they gave it people who just because basically they were ready for combat, but war never came. So they decided, move aside, fleshling. And they became arrogant. They became cocky.
Oh,
a
God.
paradise populated by its own protector.
Oh.
So yeah, they feel that Rom will be there to help them. And like I said, I like the one good lady here with the eye patch.
Oh, the eye patch. That's definitely something out of like old sci-fi. It's awesome.
Okay. The warriors, those really now look like Sanagarians. Hawkman's people.
Oh yeah.
Right down to the red circle.
Oh,
yeah, that's what they reminded me of.
The wings do not help.
Yeah, the wings and the band. That's exactly Hawkman.
DC is like, we got our lawyer. DC's like, we got our lawyers back here. Eric, what are you guys talking about? You never did anything with them in Super Friends.
But then she has the idea of threaten to destroy their humanity. Tell them, surrender, leave us be, and you can regain your humanity. But they don't want it.
They don't?
They don't care. They love being superior.
Yeah. We're cool robots. We like to kick ass.
And look who showed up.
Rom.
Okay, hi, Rom.
He's back.
Oh, no. They start to slaughter the people.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Back to the
green dot.
Yep. The rogue space knights are killing the last humans of Galador. Do something. I cannot. Yeah. Now, this one, John Byrne does the inkings.
Oh.
Yep. But, yeah, they're putting up a fight, but unfortunately, all of the humans get killed.
Oh, not again.
But first they say, to the death for Galador, and, even Eye Patch Woman.
Oh. No, Eye Patch Woman.
Now only Brandy is the only humanoid left.
Sheesh.
And now they start to attack and devastate so much of the human, the humanity of everything.
Damn.
Oh, now this is where we get the leader of this new this new generation. Well, its power warped your neo circuit in heat wave. The cryogenic chamber contained our stored humanity as well as that of our predecessors. I gave no order to destroy it. No, you did not, Lord Dominor. By destroying our bodies, which lay frozen in the crypt, you have doomed our minds to endless incarceration inside these space-night shells. Doomed as humans, we were weak, Lord Dominor. We exchanged that weakness for power, which we used to slaughter the rest of our race. I merely sought to ensure that we would never be tempted to go back again. You exceeded your authority, and what of it? We care nothing for losing our humanity. Oh dear.
Yeah, I would. Lord Dominator is like teeth. I just want to play. It's like he has piano keys on.
I love it though. I know. Then I renounce humanity with the rest. Not that Heatwave has left me any choice. From here on, we will rule Galador solely as Space Knight. I understand that there is one human left on Galador. We must hunt her down. Oh boy. Yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah. The two are happy to have each other. Unfortunately, just to point out, almost all of the bodies are dead.
Big old body.
Yeah, almost all of them.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that smile! Okay,
who did the artwork on that? Can we get a recolor?
Just like an animatronic. She looks like an animatronic.
John, can we get a recolor on that?
Are you sure she's the last humanoid? I think she might be an animatronic.
No, she just has a cold. Her face is all swollen. That's all.
Yep,
Right.
Big fight against all of them until he goes to deal with Dominor. The second generation Space Knights were created to be every way mightier than the first. They proved their might and their mercilessness when they conquered Galador and killed its people. Thus, I am now in the presence of he who is truly the greatest of the Space Knights. Greetings, Rom. Without turning, he knows I am here. Once I learned that you would return to Galador, I knew you and I would have to meet, and soon. Then you knew I would come to kill me? Of course. But even were that possible, you might not find it desirable. At this time, I do not find the death of a mass murderer completely undesirable. But slaying me would not resurrect human life on Galador, would it? Nothing would. You saw to that. I did order slaying of every man, woman, and child on Galador. I admit it. But the destruction of the stored humanity of the Space Knights was an underling's rash action. Murder is murder. True, but my genocide was carried out for a reason, Ron. I had a plan. A plan? Yes. You see, even before I became a Space Knight, I saw that we Galadorians had grown soft, weak, helpless. The race was beyond an affirmation, I'm afraid. And so I thought, why not start over? Take the strongest stock from the existing gene pool. Oh no. Eliminate the weak and build a new and better race. You are mad. A predictable response. Yet I carried out my plan.
A typical military response.
Yep, Galador's weak genetic stock was eradicated. Only the strong, my Space Knights, survived. Space Knights cannot breed a new race. We could have, had Heatwave not destroyed our stored humanity, as well as yours. The fool was not privy to my plan. And now, having murdered his populace, he intends to destroy the planet as well. No, yes, but now know my secret. I alone of all Space Knights still possess my humanity. Where? Hidden. Thus my plan to breed a new master race may yet succeed. If you turn over the Earth Woman to be my mate.
Oh God!
Oh no, not a. Everybody wants a queen.
Oh my God!
No, an Eve. They want an Eve. They want an Eve. They want an Eve. But you realize that's not really going to work.
Yeah.
And here we go.
This is the last one already.
Man, I died for your sins.
Very funny. Dude, I'm reading the Bible right now. Don't think I already got through the Book of Apostles. Thank you.
Yep, the two are now fighting it out, duking it out for one last battle.
Dude.
Before you strike, Rom, know that unless I live, Galador will die. So basically saying, let me live and we can spare our people. But yeah, and he is dominating the fight.
Wow.
Oof.
Oh, just look at this.
Oh, man. Action packed.
Yep. Oh, boy. They're dealing with some of the others. Oh, boy. Unfortunately, now some of the others are... oh, no. Trapper! Scanner!
Oh, God.
No!
Robot mayhem.
The two female Spaceknights dead.
Oh.
Oh,
I can't bear to watch the slaughter anymore.
But get this. It turns out Brandy finds Rom's body or Terminator's remains.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, Terminator's still there. But yeah, they fight it up as he feels, he's paralyzed by what he could lose. And he wonders, perhaps, people things could be better. Of course, he then trails off from that. As they are just look at this.
They're just wailing on each other.
Brutal.
But then Dominor uses one of the other Space Knights as a distraction, which causes the others a dishonor. It's like
dishonor.
Yep. So they decide to use a weapon that's meant to basically it's supposed to be their ultimate power, an ultimate weapon. A ring of power, and any matter within a planet's proximity of the circle will be instantly and irrevocably annihilated. Turns out it was a lie Dominor told them in case they turned on him. So Galador has been saved. What now? Now you and I can continue our duel, but I think you realize how sensitive that would be. Look around you, Rom. We stand upon a living world. Only one of us can take it. Team with humanity again. Make a team with humanity again. Why stand in my way? Tell me where your woman is, that she may become my queen, mother of a mighty new human race. How is it you hid your humanity from your space knights, Dominor? The blind fools! It was right before their eyes, preserved in the base of my glowing throne. That throne? Of course! What other throne would I be referring to? Oh no! No! It was destroyed with the Dark Tower.
Dumbass.
I that throne? Of course I
love that. I just kind of how he's just like that one right there.
Right there. Oh, yes, that's what I'd be referring to. Oh no. Oh no!
It appears that even superior beings cannot plan for every eventuality. My dreams are dashed! My hopes destroyed! But what are your hopes and dreams compared to the nightmare you have made of my now hopeless world? Countless generations came into being here. Their like will never exist again. Give me your neutralizer, Rom! I must have your neutralizer! Thinking himself attacked, Rom reacts instinctively by summoning the very weapon his enemy seeks from its repository in subspace. It is all over, Dominor. What is to be gained by fighting me now? Death! If I can't have my dreams, I can at least have death! Once again, and Dominor's eye beams open the floodgates of Rom's mind and let loose tides of memory. And as the Silver Space Knight lies paralyzed, I dreamed of dominating the eons by being the progenitor of a new race of men. If I cannot reel my dreams, I shall dream no more! But turns out some of the other lost Space Knights have found their way there because of a signal that Scanner and Trapper had put out. And they returned with his humanity.
Yes.
Oh.
I thought it was you, and I thought it was you dead until I saw you here. Who was buried in that? Where it talks about Terminator. I thought that my humanity died with Terminator when he was struck down by Galactus. But if it still exists, then you can become a man again. But there are so many others to whom that chance will be denied. What's done cannot be undone, Rom. The humanity contained with this globe is yours, and you have won the right to reclaim it. Accept your humanity, greatest of the Space Knight. With your woman beside you, reach out and embrace the future. That in days soon to come, Golden Galador, my team was life again. Slowly, Rom reaches out, and metallic hands anticipating, even fearing the next instant. So it came with clothes?
Rather he ended up in.
when Rom Spaceknight is no more. In his place stands Rom the Man after 200 long and desperate years.
He's earned it. He's earned it.
Galador is not your world, Brandy Clark. Your world is my world, Rom, for wherever you choose to call home is where I'll find my heart's desire. And what of you, who fought as long and hard as I did? Where is your reward? It was to safeguard the peace of a world that we sacrificed our humanity to become Space Knight. Make Galador live again, Rom, and we shall be content. And to ensure that this world will again ring with songs and laughter, we shall eternally stand watch among the stars. Farewell, my comrades at arms, my friends. While you preserve Brandy and I against the perils of the present, we shall see the future. Come, beloved, let us begin a new world. And there's a bunch of bunnies there.
What are we implying here, comic?
So,
that was a lot. Wow.
But for a little bit of a bonus, I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to go over it, but I am going to show you the Space Knights miniseries.
Okay.
That was done as a follow-up.
Oh.
Just to show you. And obviously, there's no way in hell that Rom and Brandy were able to sire that many people. So my best guess, a bunch of their colonies had come back.
Ah.
Yep, look at this. So we got new Space Knights. And look at Ron with a beard.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. I just wanted to show this off that there was hope for Galador. And
that's a very different vibe.
Yep, and these are the kid, and that's the son of Rom.
Oh yeah, you definitely tell from the hair.
Yep. But yeah, I just wanted to show that off. But yeah, so first of all, how was for you guys? How was the ending, and how was the series overall?
Rom deserved a happy ending after all that.
Yeah, but at the expense of everyone else.
I know. That's the toughest part about this book. It really is a war.
Yep. Alex, what about you?
Yeah, I think especially the final battle against the Dire Wraiths was great. And the continuation had some good moments too, but you definitely tell that they kind of tried to rush it to the end. It's like, okay, we need to give Rob his humanity back. We gotta wrap all this up and this up and this up and undo all these things here.
Well, especially that Secret Wars tie-in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but overall, though, I mean, well, okay, but yeah, that was the end. What about the series overall? Eric, you first.
Excuse me, me.
Yeah, you first. You first, Eric.
I like the fact that it tells a complete story all the way through. You can start with Rom, end with Rom, and you got to get your money's worth. It has a lot of ups and downs. It's a great sci-fi epic. It's a great superhero epic. It's I could see why people liked it a lot. But it has a lot of endearing characters. I enjoyed it.
Yep.
And I love how it interacts with the Marvel Universe as a whole with all the crossovers and stuff. Without feeling, forced or shoehorned.
Yep. And you, Alex?
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this series. I definitely like the characters. I think Rom, he's really cool and just a really deep character who's lost his humanity, but still you can tell there's a bit of it in there, but at the same time it's like he's still a robot and he can't push himself to that level. It just makes him into all the other characters are great too. And again, like Eric said, kind of the interaction with the Marvel universe itself. But it's really just felt like his story and really just a full adventure into space and all this cool stuff. Aside from all the Marvel stuff, it just felt like his own story. And again, there were definitely some ups and downs, but I really enjoyed it overall. And I have a cat clawing at my chair. So.
And all the outer space stuff feels like it's straight out of an anime. It feels like Star Blazers or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep. And now I would say though, the Galador final arc, I'm not a fan of wiping them all out and everything. I am not a fan of that. It did feel a little like the logical conclusion with what was going on with the Space Knight, but I didn't like the execution.
Careful how you say that. That could be a pun.
Well, yeah. But now, what about Brandy throughout all this?
I like Brandy's arc. The way she basically, like, goes from a freaked out lady about a spaceman from Earth to realizing that my life cannot go back to the way it was. Maybe Rom truly is my destiny.
Yeah.
I think it had some moments where she was a bit extreme, but I think what worked about her is she's kind of this motivation for Rom and reminder that, there's like problems with the people, like there's like, because a lot of the times the poor guy encounters people is just like afraid of him. Robot. But Brandy was kind of like that humanity he needed when he had his put away.
It's like that woman companion who's always the conscience,
Yeah.
And then when she was Starshine, there were roles reversed and he became the conscience.
Well, yeah, definitely. And
it's like everything you taught me cannot be thrown away now that you are space yourself, Starshine.
Yep, but like I say, it did feel a little bit like once they wrapped up the race war, it felt like, here's what it felt like. It felt like a show, kind of like Battlestar Galactica, where they were ending the season at one point, in the case of Battlestar Galactica, a season sooner than they planned, and then they wrapped almost everything up, and then they're told, you get another season.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Babylon 5?
That's what I meant. Babylon 5 is what I meant.
Yeah, because Battlestar, I think the
Babylon 5. You're right. Babylon.
Went differently. Yeah, and JMS was like, wait, what do you mean TNT? You gotta give me another season.
Yeah, I wrapped most of this, but
I know,
it feel that way though?
I know, and he's like, it's okay. I got other ideas.
Like I said, but did it feel? Because it kind of feel that way. It felt like they wrapped up so much, and then the last bit felt like an added season.
I know, because I feel like it would have been fine if it ended with Rom taking out into space, because you could you'll still read go on to read more Marvel comics, and then you're in the background he's somewhere out there, and maybe one day we'll see him again. You never know. But then just to kind of push this other stuff forward, you're kind of I don't know. He at the end he got his humanity, but at what cost?
Exactly.
Well, again, like I keep telling you, because it's a war. I know the cost. It's a war. War. They never get shied away from that. It reminds me a lot of what Marvel was doing to G.I. Joe at that point.
That's true. That is true. But no, Eric, I'm just talking about from the plot of it as it went on.
Oh, that.
I'm talking after the war. After the war.
No, after the war, it's like, okay, travel through space. This isn't working out. I just got to get home.
Yeah.
And he's like, what happened to my world? What who has besmirched my home planet?
I know. And then, was it a perfect ending? Hell no.
Perfect? No. Satisfactory for the most part.
For the most part. I would say for the most part.
Like you said, it seemed logical. It was the logical step.
Yeah, it did. It definitely, well, at least for the Space Knight, the second generation of Space Knights.
Yes, and I'm glad that Brandy and Rom can finally be happy together after all.
Yeah, but I'm just not happy with the Adam Eve stuff. That it just feels one cliche, two it feels like you realize Adam and Eve type of thing doesn't really, work.
Well, since I've read the Book of Genesis, recently, I remembered back then humanity lived for hundreds of years before. There were God wiped out humanity with the flooding. Ding. Noah.
So yeah, by that point you can actually build up a genetic pool.
Right, Noah. Ooh, did somebody call? This is the Lord, Noah.
Right.
My candy camera.
I love that bit. That bit.
I know, so do I.
and then of course I'm Noah.
Right.
I wish I could find that. I wish I could find that clip.
So do I.
But overall, what would you rank Rom overall? I give it a 9 out of 10, warts and all.
I give it an A. Hey, for something that was based off a toy, I give this an A.
And
it became.
I don't rank things, Rob.
Oh, right. No, you're right. I'm sorry.
But I still it's such an underappreciated comic.
It is.
Series.
It is. Again, it's something that was based off a toy originally, but it became much more than, if you'll pardon the expression, because he's a cyborg, the sum of his parts.
It kind of reminds me a little bit like the Metal Heroes, just sort of the spin-off to Super Sentai. You have the one Metal Hero, and then he summons his weapon to defeat the enemies. It kind of reminded me of that. It was really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not wrong. This whole thing I wish I could watch it play out as an animation, like an anime, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Likewise, it feels like Japan could have taken an idea like this and turned it into one big story.
I mean, especially back in that time, they could have done like an animated series, which would have been great. Or even in the '90s, like when they had all the Marvel, when the Marvel animated series were really taking off, like Spider-Man.
That would have been awesome. That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, but I guess Rom was he's more like a back catalog when you compare it to like Hulk, Spider-Man, X-Men, all those guys. But still, I would have loved to see it.
The Avengers.
By the way, get this. One of Rom's sons would take on the moniker of Terminator.
Ah.
Oh, God.
No. He's a good guy.
Oh, okay.
I told you I'd be back.
I know, but it kind of fits.
Yes.
For me, like I said, this was a great thing going over all of this.
Oh no, it was excellent. I loved the story.
I know. I had a blast looking through all this, and it definitely, again, just makes me really appreciate when you find something that's just so underrated and stuff. It's like, this is so cool, and I wish there was more.
Yeah, if I was to introduce somebody to the world of comics, even if it's Marvel or not, I would recommend this series.
Now, Alex, are you tempted to get the omnibuses?
Maybe at some point.
All right. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there who are the same way.
I know I am. I just need a little bit more cash.
Right. Of course. But this was an epic for us to go over, and I'm grateful to have had you guys for all this. Now, not for a while, but I do intend on us to eventually come back and go over Micronauts.
No, it's Micronauts. It does sound like fun.
Yep, because it's more Star Wars-y.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm okay with that. I could use some. We do some more good Star Warsy stuff that's not Star Wars.
But, unfortunately, it will also suffer from Matlow's breakdown eventually.
Doc, why did this keep happening to him?
But it's not going to last as long as what's wrong, because in this case, it was towards the end of his run.
Oh, okay.
I gotcha.
But yeah, until then, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, everyone else, and we now say farewell to the greatest of the Space
Rom. We love you, Rom. Yeah, Rom.
Farewell to Rom.